That's it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, now we're doing it. I'm confused. I'm getting mixed signals. What's the countdown going on here? Yeah, I thought you said go, and then I look up, and then you do go. So are we going? Is it happening?
No, we did the thing where you talk over the.
Oh,
and then
uh,
I took your cue
oh,
that you were ready to start, and I followed, but then I pointed like a professional that we were coming to you.
I didn't. First off, I'm not professional at all. Rude. I wasn't in the pocket with you. We didn't vibe today. I need to meditate with my Tonys. Get my Tonys on. Good morning, good afternoon. Look, people are just like, it's happening. Something's happening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Top Mass Transmissions Live and a rocky start, one might say. Today we're paying up Clone Commander Cody. And once we kick it over to the minicam, which we're not doing yet, Tony, be on the same page as me. Vibe check me on that one. I've done a little conversion on my Clone Commander Cody, make him a little different. I can talk you through what I did, the process behind it, maybe even why I did it. Who knows? And then we'll paint him up and see what happens. So now we can do it. Tony, ready? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to the show. How's it going? How's it going? Clone, something, clone. Clone Commando. Clone Commander. So I've done some conversions in the past for my clones. As you can see here, here's my clone engineer. I used some different parts from a bunch of different kits, and I actually had to sculpt the armor plates on there. So that's all hand sculpted. The hand sculpted shoulder straps, painted up for my Lucky 13s. Because I wanted to just try it and see what else we could do with it. And then I thought Clone Commander Cody would be a fun conversion, so I used Cody's helmet, blaster, and backpack. I used the Clone Commander's arm and the little hologram. I used the Clone Commander's legs, and then I can't remember what torso. I just had a bunch of torsos, and I found one that fit. But I had to sculpt the little emblem on the chest, and I had to turn the clone hologram into, of course, a Palpatine hologram. And then I had to remove the left hand from the grip on the blaster to make it a single grip. So that is what I did, because I thought it'd be kind of fun. And then I primed it black, and I did an overspray of a light gray. And then I have my special mix for clones that I've mixed up. It's a mix of white and a very desaturated blue, and that's my clone armor. So I did an overspray of that as well. So now I'm going to shade and highlight all that, and that will be pretty good and done. And then we'll do all the cool orange parts. What percent of minis do you like to convert? Great question. What I like to convert is 100%. What I actually convert is not that many. Mainly from time. But I do love converting. We've done some conversions in the past. If you've been around for a long time, there was Schick and I did a little challenge where we did a MCP roster, and we had to convert and tell our story. So we did a whole roster. For the clones, I really like the sculpts for the clones, and I mainly just kind of hit different beats that I just personally want to capture. So that little engineer, just wanted somebody standing, ready to repair the tanks, kind of vibe. It's a lot of vibe today, Tony. And for this one, I thought it'd be fun. Just, the parts are right there with that little clone hologram. I was just like, can I turn that to a Palpatine hologram? And then well, what would I do that for? And I was like, well, obviously, Clone Commander Cody, iconic moment in the movie. Of course, in the movie, he doesn't have his blaster, at all in that scene. But I wanted to maintain the game feel. So the miniature is very more recognizable. So I wanted to maintain that. So I had to convert the blaster to make sure we kept that on the character. I felt like that was important for the game. If I was doing it trying to replicate the actual scene, I wouldn't do the blaster. I'd do something different. It could also be a Jedi Master on the comm. Who knows? You're right. Could be a Jedi Master on the comm. But it's not. It's totally Palpatine. Let's not. Who's your favorite clone and why is it Rex? Good. That's the answer. Honestly, it's Rex. I absolutely love Rex. I think most people love Rex, right? Rex is just awesome. Gregor was pretty cool too. I really liked Gregor. Super enjoying Bad Batch. I'm excited to see where that's going. It's always Rex. Do you find that you're more motivated to paint miniatures that you converted? No. I'm more motivated to paint any miniature in front of me. Being converted or not doesn't change my emotional quotient of painting miniatures. I like getting stuff on the table. I like getting stuff ready for my games. I like getting stuff ready for somebody to come over and play a game. So converted or not, I love conversions though. I love seeing, especially the community doing some really great conversions out there. Love seeing them, right? So have fun. That's the fun of miniatures, is making it your own. We talk about it all the time, right? We talk about how that's sort of the fundamental interesting part of being a miniature hobbyist, is you get to explore these characters your way and kind of make them your own. And to me, that's super exciting. And sometimes that means converting them up. It's sort of it goes, the art of converting a miniature goes back to the beginning of miniatures. It's just taking something and kind of chopping it up and kit bashing it and finding a new way to interpret it and tell your story, making it unique and yours. I think that is super awesome and unique for miniature hobbyists, and I hope to see more of it. Personally. Just personally. Bad Batch is so good, love them. Defo, Bad Batch Season 3 is fab so far. Bad Batch, probably favorite Star Wars outside OG films. Clone armor wasn't actually made for practical use. It's very skinny. It's very skinny. Originally, the shots in the prequels, the armor is very skinny, and a person does not fit in it. All right, that layer's done. Let's get some coal black. There's probably still some on the pallet somewhere, but I lost track of where it is. Who knows? Oh, where I lost track of where was that time too. I want to touch a little bit of that blue from yesterday in there. Ooh, look at that color. This will be for our deep shades. And I love Clone Commandos. I love the glowy blue visor on Clone Commandos. That's why I totally had to steal that for my normal clones. Like I totally had to, except for I went more teal. But I absolutely love those glowy Clone Commando visors. And seeing those in Bad Batch in Season 3, super cool. Oh. Tony, were you getting ready to say something?
What do you need?
Oh, I thought you said something.
Nope.
Is it me or is the palette cam in a funky, slightly slow-mo mode?
Should be alright. I'll take a look at it.
There's Clone Commandos in SharePoint, and Clone Commandos are coming out for Legion. Don't ask me when. I don't have that information. Rude, Seeker. What do you mean that tracks, Tony? What do you mean? How often do I come in your office and steal something from your table? Or your body?
Do you want to see the list that I keep?
Okay, we don't need... Okay, we don't have to... Look, we were joking, and now you gotta make it real. I don't like it. Clone Commander Cody, a man living on the outside of the law, but actually on the right side of the law, 'cause he's all for the Emperor. Which is actually not the good side of the law, but he thinks so, 'cause he's got a chip inside his head that makes him do the things the Emperor said. Whoop. We're just doing squishy scratchy, having fun paint jobs today. Can you show us how to tackle the face area? I find that such a tricky area to control, especially with a post such as this on the miniature. The big thing is I'm going to be pretty messy, and I'll tidy it up later. So I'm just going to get some of this dark gray blue down in the mouth, and then wick it away. And really, I'm just minimizing how much paint I'm actually doing. Lashes and wall. We did put the first shade on there with that like ceramic color I like. That I can't remember the name of. It's like it's like the bone, I think. From Monument. we'll just keep working on everything, and the face will come together as we do it. The big thing is just working our way around this dark shadow, choosing where it goes, where it doesn't go. I go ahead and throw it on the Under Armour at this point, even though I want that Under Armour to be black. I like throwing it on there just to kind of establish some beginning definition as I'm looking at the miniature and seeing where everything lies. And of course on clones, I like my clones a little more grungy, so I don't worry about perfect blends or anything. I let them be kind of chipped up and dinged up and imperfect because I actually like that more. Hurricane Girl, what is up? How's it going? A little bit on that helmet. Pretty sure the other day I said I was going to replace my brush, and I didn't. Yeah, I don't like sub-assembly, personally. Not my thing. I'm a, if my brush can't reach it, you can't see it kind of guy. A little shade in there. With that face down, you don't need a lot of detail to make it do anything. And of course, if you get paint where you don't want it, use that second brush to wick it away. Wick it away. I'm kind of doing like a little wash, then letting it blend away. That's hard to see on stream is in general your paint glaze. Is your paint glaze level thin or a little thick? It's pretty thin right now. I'm painting pretty thin as of right now. And oops, that is old paint, new paint. It's like this is paint. This Tony, are you on this palette cam?
Yep.
Like this paint right here is straight out the bottle. It's just on a wet palette, which does not make it wetter. It just keeps it moist. And I'm just going to paint straight with that now for the black areas. But like when I was doing that little washy glaze, I thinned it down a little bit. There's a really old, like, people used to say a long time ago, like, oh, you want it like skim milk. And that just doesn't work anymore. I don't find that to be true. And also, I never actually found it to be true because your paint should be the right thickness for the job you're doing. Sometimes you want your paint to be thicker, like if you're doing layers or dry brushing. Sometimes you want it to be thinner for like your average, paint application and, workhorse kind of study. And then you want even thinner for like glazes and washes. Washes is obviously thicker than a glaze. So there's no end-all be-all paint consistency. There's painters out there that are awesome painters who paint with super thin paint. There's other painters that paint with super thick paint. It's more what you're accustomed to, right? It's not, there's no paint consistency that I'm going to be able to tell you that's going to break open your mind and be like, whoa, that was the secret I was missing. It's you need to paint and find the consistency that works for you. I like my paint really, really thin. It provides a lot of versatility, provides me with a lot of options. It lets me do what I want to do. But I like to buy paint that's super, super, super thick because I can always thin it, but I can't make it thicker. So find what works for you. Try a little bit of everything. Never be afraid to experiment. This is what you gotta do with life. To find a way, the path that's right for what makes you you and not somebody else. Do you hear my motivational song, Tony? And I totally just blot paint all over that. Why? I hit the white part with black paint all the time. Those are called paint chips. You can also fix them. Everything is fixable. Painting miniatures is the fine art of correcting one's mistakes. It's like life. I'm just going to keep doing it till I get it right. Clone Commander Cody got the big gun, don't he? It's a huge blaster. So practice is all about, yeah, doing things wrong till you figure out how to do them right. Wise man once said, doing something, doing something kind of sucky is the first step at maybe getting good at it.
First pancake is always terrible.
The first pancake is always terrible. Tony's right there with me. We're vibing now.
I knew it would happen.
Usually doesn't take long. You mentioned Matt for photography. What considerations would you give other textures, like a satin for Ewok fur? So are you talking about like the difference between matte varnish and satin varnish? I do everything matte. I do everything matte varnished, and then I like satin paints. I like my paints to be satin. I like my dull coat to be dull. I like my peanut butter to be crunchy. And I like a song in my soul. Orange, warm yellow. Maybe a little red. We're going to try to mix something up here in a moment. Like I like to paint in all my different vibes and textures and stuff like that, and then just sort of give everything that matte finish to tie it all up together. This Clone Commander Cody has seen action. Yeah, we use matte varnish on our miniatures for photography. 100%. Just doing a little white highlight. That makes it look white. It's true. Matt, our photographer, is in the room right now, and we're talking about matte varnish for photography. Oh, is that why it's called that? It's named after Matt. A long time ago in an ancient day, at the beginning of time when miniatures were created, the first miniature was painted glossy. And Matt Fabergé said, "Halt! Verily, what thou hast done to this miniature, I say thee nay." That's how Matt talks, by the way. It's my impersonation of Matt. He's like, "Henceforth all miniatures for photography shall be donned in matte. For it shall be matte, for that is my name, but with an E. And toilets shall be named John." That was a good John, actually. Dost thou disagree with my verdict? Just the whole, just. I don't know if I can do it. Then thou must take the high titanium white and apply it very carefully to the edges of the miniature. Do not let the highlights get grand, for they must be tiny and sharp. Yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic, right? Just start me like, "Okay, Dallas, give feedback on this miniature," and I'd just be like, "Doth thou jest?" Oh, Seeker 911 says they met Matt last year at Adepticon, and it's accurate, my impersonation. So. That's right, Elle. Welcome to medieval painting. Behold. Behold the pigments that hold true. For their heart is in it and grand. Tiny white highlights. Oh, forsooth. I love forsooth.
Dost thou think I can't tell the difference between these blues?
This wash, why have you forsaken me? What hast thou done? For does my heart not hold true the love for you within it?
I like that all the miniatures games that would have paint streams with medieval speed. It's our Star Wars game.
a long time ago. Ah,
It is high fantasy.
sci fantasy.
True. That's true.
Clone Commander Cody says, "You smell of elderberries." Oh, next up, Vigo the Carpathian imitations. Just little tiny highlights. I pity the poor new followers to the stream whilst the rest of us are in stitches. What are you talking about? If I was flipping through the TV of Twitch and came across this nonsense, I would stop for sure. I'd be all like, "Hawk, this fellow speaks my tongue." Listening to audiobook right now, and the fellow reading it is just killing with the voices and the accents, and so I'm kind of right in that mindset actually. So. This is my favorite part. This is when the white armor. This is the part where we always talk about where white armor. Right, I've used blues and grays and nice ceramic bone color, and I've avoided whites. And now you come in and you do these little highlights and a pure white, and that's what makes it read. It's my favorite part of painting white armor.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Dallas, you want to encourage people when they're painting white to try starting out using colors that are not white and then finishing with white.
Yeah, start with a nice neutral gray tone and then shade down. So like my local color was my airbrush color, which is a color I mixed up. It's an off blue and pure white. It's really, really nice. It's sort of a blue eggshell, but not robin egg, obviously. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something I whipped up. And that's my local color, right? And then using that ceramic bone color, what that does is adds a touch of warmth to counter the blues. So you get a little contrast in there. It's really, really nice. And then I shade with that dark blue gray color that I mixed up. And it's nothing's overly done. Nothing's overly kikaya, right? Just sort of got some colors in there, some variations, some nice contrast. And then I finish up with that pure heavy titanium bold white, and that's what makes it. And keeping that titanium bold white nice and tight, so it gives it that sharp armor feel. So very nice to paint up. You're defo right for pantomime, Dallas. Wherefore all? Hang on. I need a drink. Hold on. Where has the Hold Your Blue gone? It is what I question every day when I wake, and it haunts me in my dreams. For the Hold Your Blue was there yesterday, but it is not. Understand, Tony, if it is you who took the Ultra Blue, there will be
Established it was definitely you that took the
there will be repercussions beyond count. Repercussions? It was hard to say the word, weirdly. And you want to highlight the little face to kick up to tie everything up on the face. Don't worry about getting in there too deep. Carry through arrangement 66. Dark are the days of miniature painting when not even a wash can save thee. Alright, let's do some orange. Oh, I'd love to go to the theater. We're getting invited to the theater now in the UK. And I want a little more yellow in there than the plain orange. I want a little bit more of this warmth. And then maybe a touch of red. Just the slightest little kiss of red. And see if we can make this. Ooh, Tony, did you get that? Dope. That's a good looking orange. I need to pull up my reference so I can remember all the markings. Orange knee pads. Oh, what the stages of building up this orange gonna be? I'm gonna keep it really, really simple. I think I'm gonna do the local color, so the orange that we just created. And then we'll probably do like a quick shade. And then we will finish off with some chipping to break it up. Clone Commander Cody's orange areas are pretty damaged actually, so we're gonna jagged them up a bit. He's got a little tiny dot of orange right below his belt. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then he's got the elbows, shoulder pads. Clone Commander Cody. We're just gonna get all this orange on there to start. He's got that interesting like 3-pronged design on his chest we're gonna have to paint in just a moment. Matt's taking so many pictures today. You had a pile of them today, didn't you? One of my biggest takeaways from streams recently is the camera focus sideways on the brush allows us to see how much of the tip has paint and the amount of pressure you apply. Yeah, it's all not much. It's all not much. The paint wants to do its job. The paint wants to flow and get on the miniature. So just let it flow. Let it happen. Just relax, take a breath, put on some tunes, put on a movie. And just let the process work itself out. It's all a process. It's not a rush job. It's just a little process. You just gotta build up the layers and build up where you're at and trust that in the end it'll all come together. To see, just even getting those shoulder pads on, like just immediately, like you just feel all the colors coming together and tightening up around the miniature. A trick I learned a long time ago. Sometimes when you're feeling like you're halfway through a paint job and it doesn't feel right, is sometimes you just gotta take a step back and like re-black out everything, right? Because your first couple of layers, I don't care if I get paint all over everything, right? I will get paint all over the areas around it because you're gonna paint that anyways, right? Like if I'm painting this armor orange and I know I'm gonna paint this blue, I don't care if a little orange gets splashed on that because I know I gotta paint blue. But sometimes if you get too deep, it's nice to go back and re-blacken everything so you can kind of redefine where those colors are in your mind instead of seeing the hodgepodge mess you've made. I do that sometimes. But for some with only like 2 colors, like it's not so bad. You don't need to really redefine all that. But it is nice seeing like those areas that we didn't focus on the white painting, they were kind of ignored and was making me feel very unfinished. But now that the orange is on there, you're feeling it all come together and tighten up around itself. All right, now the symbol on his chest, it goes a little box straight up from the tum-tum. We're just going to use this center line. Right below his pectorals. Slowly build that out. Just do whatever you're comfortable doing. And then he's got the 2 that come from down here. They're on a weird curve, so they're going to be harder, so I worry less about how they look. Things that are curving get warped anyways, so if they feel a little warped, it's fine. Just some indication it's there is all that really matters. Now we need some off-white. Should have done this very, very, very first. I'm going to use heavy warm white. It's one of my go-to colors recently. As a matter of fact, I may have been doing a painting article this week and used some heavy warm white in that. Really tied the piece up and made it work. Spoilers. Should we do, even though it's not canonical, should we put the glowy visor? Can you see how that brush is splitting? Oof. L votes yes to glowy visors. Vote 8. L, does your vote count as 8 votes? Dang. Who dislikes a glowy visor? I always vote yes to breaking the rules. That's correct. If they weren't made to be broken, they weren't rules? I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta glow up. His little chest badge, I had to sculpt that on, but it has a color combination. Green, orange, green, green. Oh. You know I'm not switching into Millstream, right? Wait, is it green, orange, green, green? Need to find a better reference. Don't focus on my head, Tony. What color is this badge? Oh, blue, orange, blue, blue. I do play by my own rules, on the tabletop especially. I'm here to have fun and tell a story, so. Blue, orange, blue. Oh yeah. Of course it's Kevin saying blue, orange, blue, blue. You didn't even have to look it up. Do I use ink to work on my glows? Heck yes.
Only stolen inks.
Yeah, that's fair. I only steal inks. Inks are great for glows and punching up lots of different colors. I love inks. I think inks are kind of like one of the more underutilized tools in miniature painters' arsenals. It's kind of wild when I see painters and they just don't use inks at all and have never used inks. I'm like, you are missing out on such joy. That's right. The inks on Tony's desk are for just everybody to use. Whatever. Let's do a little turquoise. Yeah, I like inks to make my colors pop. Like sometimes, like on leathers, when I start shading leather, I'll take my leather color, and I will add a touch of like a browning to it, and it just adds like some richness. And it makes the leather feel old and rough. We're running out of time. We do need to scritch up those orange lines. I do want to put like a little turquoise on there just so you know it's there. We're going to run out of time for everything. I can't do it all. Time is a construct, but my deadlines and meetings are not. Unfortunately. I'm just going to show up to the next meeting like 20 minutes late and just be like, hey man, you know, time starts wherever I imagine it to start or something. A little bit of that color. We're going to mix up a mid-tone. That's very blue. A little better. Let's counter that with a little that. Okay, let's start chipping up some of this yellers. Going to use little dots. Just sort of here and there. Right on the edges. Right where mechanically things would be hitting the elements. Needs to be a little looser paint. Just let the stream run out. I can't today. Maybe a few minutes. I don't know. It depends on what Tony's got going on. We'll go. Can we go a few minutes over? We'll go a few minutes over. Because stream demanded it. One more hour. One more hour. This paint's very much thicker than the glazing. It's basically just what was ever on the palette thickness. And I'm going to control how much is on the brush just by removing it. That's why my hand looks the way it looks. It's a lot of what I call sharpening the brush. So it's just like twisting it to get that flow going once again. And getting the paint moving. And also it just lets me feel the paint. So I kind of know where it's at and it knows where I'm at. And then we can come to an agreement and we can paint. And because this is so light, it actually kind of works as a highlight. Do a little bit more on his noggin. side of the brush and the tip of the brush, depending on where I'm going. Looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm not mad at that at all. Oops, a little too much water in that brush. I'm a lone wolf, Tony.
Not right now, we're vibing.
That's true. We're vibing. I can't be alone when I'm vibing. I'm also gonna put that teal blue in the eyes. Ink, 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 ink. I don't know if we have any inks in here. Bright jade. I don't have any. Oh, a little hold your blue. I'm gonna try something. Transparent green. Wonderful. Transparent blue. Where are you at? Transparent blue. Nope. 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 Ugh. Where's the nope. Transparent blue. Got it. Okay. I got it. We're good. We're going to try something out. We're going to use the well palette. We'll put a drop of transparent blue. Which I now have all over my hands. Some transparent green. Ooh, that's thick. Got blue all over me. You've got red on you. Okay. Let's do a little glaze medium. Little drop. Boop. Little tiny touch of blue. Remember, blue is a bully color. Don't want to use my good brush. There we go. Look at that color. I want to use this color right there. Look at that. I like that color. So the transparents are not quite an ink, but they kind of do a little bit of what inks do. So we're going to improvise today. There we go. Take a little bit more blue mix in there. For the deep downs. Maybe a little cast light on the armor. Super, super thin. Dampen up the armor, a little tiny touch. Damp brush. Barely there, barely there. Just a little touch, just a little touch, not a big deal. Very late today, you got me monologuing, and I didn't get as far as I thought I was going to get. All right, we're coming up on the end. You better ask your last questions. We got things we gotta do today. A little dry brush. Light. Super, super, super light dry brush. How excited am I for Adepticon? I think everybody's excited. It's going to be super great. Love going to Adepticon. Love seeing everybody. We got plans. We got all sorts of cool stuff we want to show. Got some cool events. Prize wall, got a painting competition. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna do some cool stuff. Hopefully you're joining us. Why wouldn't you be? Be silly not to. There's always next year. Just gonna have to watch all streams. Sure, a lot of cool news and information will be coming out of Adepticon. Who knows what all will show? Yeah, hopefully, if you're joining the paint classes, that's going to be a lot of fun. Got a couple paint classes. That's done, basically, Tony. We're done. We did it. Look at him. I think he needs a little final touches, like that little cleanup phase at the very, very end, kind of where I get to turn the miniature over upside down, make sure I got everything. But not bad. Clone Commander Cody in an hour. Converted Clone Commander Cody. That's 4 C's. What? Why are you laughing at me?
No, you got me with that one.
Oh, okay. All right. So remember, every Tuesday and Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can hang out right here at Twitch. We're doing Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. So that'll be next week. We'll be back. And for all the latest news, information, and announcements coming from Atomic Mass Games, you should check it out on Twitter and or Instagram. So go over there and get all the news and all the cool stuff. And then be on the lookout for Adepticon. It's right around the corner. There's going to be a lot of information spilling forth. The information shall be spilling forth. You will not be able to contain your excitement. Is that it? Oh, are we still going?
Still going.
And on that end, I say, a good day, sir. And now we sing a song of our people. We're so classic. We're so on top of it. That was a vibe. We vibed.